So there I am on Twitter.com, looking at the quote tweets on the announcement that Meister was not going to regen, and I find this guy called the Man87. His post stood out, because while everyone else was pissed, this guy was furious. Caps lock gets turned on halfway through, nonsense insults start flying. I think, let's check this guy out. Looks like a fun 5 minutes. Next thing I know, half an hour's passed, and I reach a bracket link. Now, it was for an event that I'd never heard of, which is kind of strange, because I feel like I keep up with a lot of events. I go and check it, it has 29 views. I'll admit, I got a little curious. I wanted to know what was going on, so I took a look, and I did not regret it one bit. This is Juvenile Champman 7, and in the top 8, we have the Man87 against Amali. Let's see what happens. Now you might think game 1 was normal, and the Man87 would have a reasonable reaction. However, about 30 seconds later, a little splash screen pops up. The tournament organisers kindly inform us that the Man87 has grabbed a nearby Pro Controller and thrown it at the roof. After this, he storms off stage to fight some people in the crowd that are cheering for Amali. Now, I do want to emphasise, this is not normal. If literally anyone else did this, they would be kicked out immediately. But for whatever reason, the Man87 is allowed to continue playing. However, he's now a game down. If he loses this one, he'll have to fight Akunba, a Cloud player who has been on an absolute tear through losers. This is only game 1. We have a set on our hands. In an inspiring display from a well-adjusted Smash player, the Man87 grabs his monitor and punches a giant hole through it. He then proceeds to slam it on the ground while screaming. He then goes into the crowd to start fighting the people who are cheering for Amali, which is the whole crowd. The Man87 then announces to the crowd that he will be playing Steve in Game 4, causing many people in the crowd to start booing. In response, the Man87 starts fighting more people in the crowd, including people who just weren't even booing. And all of that is still not enough for him to be kicked out. The Man 87 has forced a Game 5 set and celebrates by throwing some nearby objects at the crowd for booing him. If you thought things were crazy before, it's about to get even weirder. The TOs tell the Man 87 that due to negative feedback, he has to switch back to Wario. If he doesn't do this, then he'll be disqualified from the tournament. The Man 87, reasonable as always, starts fighting the tournament organisers. A TO asking someone to switch off of a legal character is entirely unprecedented in Smash Bros. This isn't like League of Legends where there are character bans, but it's also entirely unprecedented for someone to be fighting the tournament organisers. After more crowd fighting, the Man 87 finally returns to the stage, ready to play Wario in Game 5. With this up air, Amali takes a full stock lead. Now, there are plenty of ways that Amali could have gotten a win out of this. Instead, he learns an important lesson. The Man 87 will taunt you over anything, but you can never taunt the Man 87. The Man 87 popped off so hard that he broke the table, chair, and monitor of the setup. He then followed this up with more screaming and crowd fighting, but none of that mattered, because he'd won. And now he had to face Wario in winners finals. The Man 87, gracious in defeat as always, starts screaming that the warrior is carried by Steve. This is incredibly funny, considering 2 games ago, he was also playing Steve. I'm sure you're almost bored of hearing it at this point, but yes, there is more crowd fighting. Eventually he returns to the stage, and Game 2 begins. The TOs, perhaps fearing the Man 87 will make it to Grand Finals, tell him he has to switch back to Wario. The Man 87 obviously does not take this well. He throws another Pro Controller at the roof and yells at the crowd about how terrible they all are at the game. Eventually, out of fear of disqualification, the Man 87 picks Wario and settles down for Game 4. crowd boos the Man 87. The Man 87 responds by picking up a GameCube controller and using it as a weapon to attack people in the crowd. And you best believe, if everything before was not enough to get him kicked out, this will also not be enough. We are once again sitting at Game 5. The Man 87 is now one game away from Grand Finals against Akunba. But the Warrior had one final trick up his sleeve. The stream goes black here, as the Man 87 throws the Switch out a nearby window. He also breaks the table and chair before running into the crowd to fight more people. The Man 87 had run out of luck and was no longer in winner's bracket, and things were not looking up for him in losers. He was finally meeting Akunba in losers finals. I said before the Man 87 would fight Akunba in grands. The Warrior, in fact, would be the one to fight Akunba in grands. The Man 87 steals someone else's GameCube controller and starts slamming it on the floor out of rage. He then takes a nearby clock and throws it at the roof. Just a quick side tangent, are these people just like arming him with more stuff? I don't understand how he hasn't destroyed everything around him yet. In quite possibly the most cartoony sequence yet, the Man 87 takes his chair and slams it repeatedly on the monitor, before body slamming the chair off stage. I haven't even felt the need to mention it for a while, but yes, he's still fighting people in the crowd at every break. He announces that he is switching to Steve for Game 3, the character he says carries bad players to wins that they don't deserve. The Man 87 calmly accepts his defeat and walks off stage without a single word. I'm kidding, he breaks both setups this time, both his and his opponent's. He also breaks all of the recording equipment and his chair and the table. But unfortunately, his run ends there. That's it. There's no happy ending for the Man 87. He will later storm onto stage during Grand Finals to announce that the bracket was rigged. And in some ways, it was a bit rigged. His opponents were allowed to switch characters. Now, if the music sounds like this is the end of the story, then I have some bad news for you. You see, this is an album that I've used for the background music. I conveniently skipped a song from the middle. Now, did I do this for pacing reasons? Yeah, but also, I missed a major part of the story. I've been lying to you. You see, while the Man 87 was destroying the setup, fighting people in the crowd, he was doing something else. In between games, in between sets, and even in between stocks, the Man 87 was tweeting the entire time.